Hello, this is Austin McFadden. This is my magazine assessment for professional communications and journalism's 214. So here we go on the magazine assessment. The name of the magazine I chose was International Plastics News for Asia. It's a magazine in the Southeast Asia region. So I decided to do that due to um, a lot of crises in the news lately because of it's a touchy subject, which is the Asian market. So I thought it would be kind of interesting to do. Here's the cover of the magazine. It's International Plastics News for Asia. There's a website for plastics news, and this is their magazine cover. It does include everything on the cover, which is video interviews, click here, smart manufacturing, molds, sports industry, and then it talks a little bit about other things and it gives interviews in depth. I'll continue in the next few slides about what this magazine can, what it holds, basically. The primary themes and messages for this magazine. This magazine is an e-zine. It is about the plastics industry dealing with the Asian market, and especially the Southeast Asian market. Covers as a point of view of contact to manufacturers and suppliers. So it gives contact information for those suppliers and manufacturers that anyone might want to get in touch with, so that they might be able to do business or work out a deal or start some sort of new manufacturing built there. It also features stories about the development of plastics worldwide. So it talks about not only the Southeast Asian market, it talks about places like France or Canada or the United States and the recurring plastics manufacturing and how to do business with them or kind of share contact with them. It is written in English with some overhead in Chinese. So most of the magazine or design is written in English, but there are small snippets that are in Chinese because it is a Southeast Asian magazine and it is about plastics. So let's go to the next slide. Here's a good story example. This one is on lithium ion batteries with locally recycled content. Talks about a little bit about their technology. This one has battery recycling plant and closing the loop in battery materials. It mentions BASF, which is a known company in Europe and the United States. So kind of interesting. It talks a little bit about recycling and how that integrates into the plastics schema of things. So going to the next slide. Facts about plastics news. The length of each issue is about 50 pages. The story is electronic. It is called Design. It is free for an individual, but an individual can pay for a subscription for a digital copy on a platform. So that's it's free to anybody who wants to use it, unless they're paying a subscription, which the magazine might be included with a subscription to another platform, but it's primarily free and it's an online publication. It's published in China and it has some of the workers who work for the magazine are in Shanghai. It's published bi-monthly, so twice, or I'm sorry, once every 2 months. It's published, and so there's around 6 issues per year. It's a freestanding magazine, and it has advertisements for the costs. So these advertisements pay for the cost of the magazine. But it's not routed towards any sort of industry. It works with industry heads. So it does have public researchers that work on the advisory board for editorial provisions for the magazine. The staff is the Ringer Trade Media Ltd. Operates as the magazine's editorial, so they oversee all of the editorial propositions for the magazine. The listed positions for the magazine are publisher, editor in chief for Southeast Asia, senior editor, production manager, senior art designer. And let's see, the positions for the editorial advisory board vary through different organizations. So that has to do with the research I was talking about, which are on different boards or different companies, and they oversee the editorial advisory board. Take a look at that in a second. Here's the publisher information for workers. You can see Michael Hay there, Catherine Gradiano Olgiano as editor-in-chief, senior editor Nomita Tengraro, production manager Kelly Yu, senior art manager Gloria O. Piraganaben, and then editorial gives you the name, the company Ringer Trade Media Ltd, and their telephone number and fax. Along with below, you can see the editorial advisory board gives different people in different positions. The executive director of Indonesian Packaging Federation, vice president of Asian Packaging Federation, president of Singapore Plastic Industry Association, secretary general of ASEAN, Federation of Plastic Industries. I presume that's an organization within the plastic industry. And then a few more from different companies. So it looks like it's all located towards people in the industry to kind of come up with more of a referenced or a peer-reviewed way to kind of determine what is part of the industry or not, in this editorial at least. So it's good to look at different editorials. This one, for example, just shows that it is overseen by different organizations. Not all are. And then here's the advertisements for contact information for the magazine. This one shows telephone numbers through Hong Kong, Beijing, Dongjian, Guangzhou, Xinjiang, Ningbo, and then a few more: Japan, Korea, Europe, France, Spain, Portugal, Scandinavia, the Baltic states, the rest of Europe, Singapore, Malaysia, USA, Canada, UK, Italy, India. And it leaves phone numbers, telephone numbers, and fax numbers for all of these places, and emails. Looks like most of these companies are going through Ringer Trade if it has established a business in that probably country. So, yeah, going to the next slide. About International Plastics News for Asia lists their point of contact for any information a reader may need. Just as we saw, it showed editor contact information, and then advertisement contact information, and then the analytics, the board that reviews it. Okay. They also list the point of contact information for suppliers and manufacturers, so they can be contacted for their products or services, which is consistent with their magazine. They list news information, contact information for suppliers and manufacturers. That way, individuals can contact them in case they need something, which is basically the point of the information of the magazine, to create a point of contact between resume and service in the industry of plastics, especially that in the Southeast Asia area. They may accept freelance proposals if contacted. I did not contact them personally, so I do not know if they accept freelance proposals, but I'm sure they do because of their advertisement schema in the magazine. It looks like if you wanted to contact them, you would be able to put some sort of advertisement in their magazine if it was relevant, obviously, just like most magazines. But it looks like this one is more endeared as a professional networking kind of magazine, so that people could get in the industry again. Go to the next slide. The audience, International Plastic News for Asia is positioned to serve the needs of the Southeast Asia's plastics processing industry. So that's anything in the processing industry. And then in the Southeast Asia area, China, Taiwan, Japan, Indonesia. List is large. Industry contact from molders and manufacturers with in-plant machinery lines. So it looks like the magazine has definitely point of contact for molders and manufacturers and the plant machinery lines, so anyone can contact anyone in that line of work. And it's probably not limited to that exact thing. In the magazine, there are other headers of information, news sources for the magazine, and what it can do for the industry. Basically, the technology is not endless. It provides the latest market information, quality technical features, trade show reviews, and videos written by industry experts and correspondents across the region. And again, that's anything from show reviews to stories or company ledgers of information where they talk about new technologies. And then the stories, again, they could be a lot in the plastics industry, from medical to sports related to just the drive of technology. They're all precursors to this technology in the model of plastics in the Asian market. Features company profiles and advertisements, different plastics manufacturers surrounding the Southeast Asia plastics market. And again, this is wholly residing on the market itself and seeing advertisements. The editorial looks like from the magazine. It looks like it does search for contacts for news stories, and it advertisements of the shows featuring company profiles and advertises different information about the market, basically. Here's some examples of advertisements. This is engineered for perfection. It's a sports ad, I presume, for a ball. So it looks like it's kind of new and endearing. And then on the right, there's the discovering of polymers for our future, showing its medical grade TPEs, easy peel and packaging. And that shows the company information for both of these organizations. And, it tries to portray the market in kind of what they want the audience to kind of think of it as, more critical, like clean or sports related and more fun and exciting. And then you can see on the magazine they have QR codes there and small little headers or categories, kind of what the magazine or what the product does, basically. Gives a little bit of information. The one on the left is from Plasco, and the one on the right is from Everlon. So, continuing. Additional magazine features in the e-zine, the magazine for the plastics magazine. There's videos included. So these are some examples of their video page for the October issue. Jingjae Machinery Industrial. Let's see, what does it say? Industrial Co. Ltd. And then it gives a video link of this information. Basically talks about product lines and anything the story would be continued to show on video, basically. So continuing on. So in the magazine, there is a section for downloading their app, which is for the industrialization of their product line for the magazine. And this one's from Ringer. So basically, it talks about basically downloading their app. It gives a QR code and then a way to get to the app, Ringer or industry sourcing. So, yeah. And then there's another method of contact for the business, for the magazine as well, to look at the product range, which is on the left of different types of products. You probably can't see it on the screen; it's a little bit too blurry. Um, and then there is on the right a printout form for or a fax form, basically, um, for um, for someone to print out and list their name and company information, address, and get more information or subscribe to their service for the magazine. We can see here, just ask you to list information, position wise or money wise, or how much your business makes, and then you can subscribe or you can get more information about product line. So continuing on, here are show reviews. This is for the left. On the left is the show review, an example of Plast holding a show review and a review of it. Read the first paragraph. Held from October 5th to the 8th of September 2020, the Faro Miliana Row, with a net area of 50,000 square meters and 38,000 visitors, Plast 2023, has been confirmed as a successful event. The exposition with its satellite shows rubber industry, 3D Plast, 3D printing and related, Plastmat, innovative materials, and a wide range of cutting edge technological solutions on the key subjects of industrial production, such as digitalization and sustainability, was attended by 1,323 exhibitors, 47% of whom were foreigners, a figure that once again confirms the international nature of the event. So you can see by that sample, the magazine is really trying to get an international crowd, and trying to survey, different consumers or audience members to kind of join in. They're not limiting it to the Southeast Asian area, but they would like to probably expand. On the right, you can see they added webinars, expeditions, and conferences. This one for October 18th to 21, and then November 8th to 10th, and then November 15th to 18th for plastics and rubber in Indonesia. So it's not limited again. And then it shows the first one in October was in Vietnam. In November, there was one for Vietnam as well. And then the one in plastics and rubber was in Indonesia. So just not limited to just a big place of China. It's, again, different places in the Southeast Asia market. Okay, going on. Here's some advertisements, and this one shows kind of collateral of the different types of markets, and not limited towards just proficient markets or secondhand markets. It would be, something like Japan. Japan has an advertisement right here, and it shows kind of a plastics and rubbers professional advertisement, but it just shows that. And then this one on the left is Taiwan. People might be surprised that Taiwan is not invited towards these conferences, but it looks like they are. And this is just two examples of their marketing or advertisement in the magazine or e-sign. So yeah, one for knives and then one for rubber and plastics professionals. Then advertisements continued. So these are more advertisements. This one is in Taiwan on the left, and then the right. I'm not sure where this one is, but they do talk about plastics and kind of more of the technology side. Kind of what consumers would need when they open up this magazine. It shows them exactly what they're looking for or might need maybe in the future. And so it just talks about this. One on the right is Brotech, and then the one on the left is Innoscene and Minjali. So continuing on. And then more advertisements here. So this is just some ads. You can see the very colorful pictures. Advertisements are, really in sync with a consumer who needs to call someone up. Their phone numbers are posted right there, their emails as well. So it's quite easy to contact anyone in this field of work. The one on the right talks about PVC pipe extrusion, PE, PPR pipe extrusion line. A few more. So yeah, it does do that, and then it has a trot of colors. This one, both of these are blue, so it kind of syncs with that cooling feeling of maybe plastics. So continuing on. Here's a trade show, and it's not limited to trade show reviews. They also have advertisement and kind of these big consumer things called trade shows. So this one is for the manufacturer in Indonesia. So it's kind of trotting on kind of neural green there to kind of show a renewable source of energy, I guess, in Indonesia, which is an up and coming market. So yeah, it does show that, and it shows kind of the psychology, kind of workers' mentality of doing business within this range or this excitement, I guess. Continuing on, here's technology stories. These are stories that are meant to profound the reader in a way to look at new technologies coming up in the market. This one, I'll read the first paragraph on the left. It's about metal detectable cable tie compounds. Ascend Performance Materials has announced the launch of pre-colored metal detectable Vine D PA66 compounds for cable lines and fasteners for industries where foreign object contamination causes health concerns and reputational damage, such as in pharmaceutical and food processing labels facilities. The new product meets the most stringent performance standards and simplifies the supply chain for cable tie and fastener producers. So it's filling a market that apparently has never been filled before. Fasteners for food or medical grade equipment that needs to be sealed, which I'm sure would be a problem to mostly anyone living today. And then going on, there's the microbial technology inspired by nature. And I'll read a little portion of that from the beginning. Microban International has introduced its latest groundbreaking technology, Asura, trademarked. This patent-pending next-generation biotechnology uses an active ingredient inspired by nature and is designed for use in olefinic polymers and solvent-based coatings. Asura is sustainable, metal-free, and less toxic than alternative technologies and produces lifelong microbial product protection that Microban is known for around the world. Microban is committed to the development of solutions that support product sustainability by extending their useful lifetimes. Asura exemplifies the company's commitment to sustainability by offering lasting product protection while maintaining critical attributes such as ease of incorporation, handling safety, and good chemical, thermal, and UV stability. Asura will perform for the product's expected lifetime when applied according to Microban's standards, effectively inhibiting the growth of odor-causing bacteria to prevent stains and premature aging of the finished product. So it looks like it's dealing with the product Microban and its parent company. So I guess a lot of people do use Microban. It's a new upcoming product on the line to clean products for so much time. So it looks like we're expecting a new product in the product line. So now you know. Going on, here are some technology stories continued. The one on the left is about rubber processing, and then the one on the right is about molds, inputs, or ratios. So the one on the right on the molding, it does show that there is output numbers of the product. If you can see, it shows cycle time, inject time, max IM cooling, time, robot time. So it does show that the magazine is capable of putting those numbers out there, and it is put the proof and burden on the business technically, unless it is story based. This one is probably story and shows a medium of advertisement for new technologies up and coming. The one on the left is about rubber processing, and it shows a sample of the technology used in the process. Basically, it tests for density testing, and it shows that it's tested in a portfolio or batch. And the one on the right shows the molding technology and how that works. So continuing on, more stories. So here's some more stories for the magazine. Here I'll read the first one on the left. With sports having a massive platform and reach, the industry is expected to continue to thrive and further promote sustainable practices. The sports industry has the capability to encourage young people and future generations to minimize the environmental impact of sports activities. It has the capacity to influence major companies to actively contribute to global sustainability. One of the pressing concerns within the industry is how to manage the plastic waste. Here are game changing solutions launched by the industry leaders to support reuse of plastic waste. So, the one on the left talks about the sports industry and reuse of plastics, which is new and cutting edge. A lot of people enjoy that market, so it looks like they're listening to the reader. Yeah, and the story is in there. The one on the right is Alliance to End Plastic Waste releases progress report. And I can read it. More than 3 billion people still lack access to proper waste management systems, leading to mismanagement mismanaged plastic waste that gets burnt, dumped, or washed away. As a result, approximately 8 million tons of plastic waste leaks into our oceans each year. So it does look like they're taking a stance on plastic waste, even though the magazine is about plastics in Southeast Asia, which is a major concern and a big problem with organizations such as Greenpeace or other oceanfront organizations that want to get plastics out of the environment so that, like, fish are safe, or animals are safe from the harm. So it looks like the magazine does take a stance on that. So, and that looks like the end of the presentation I have here today. So I hope you enjoyed. The magazine summary of international plastics news for Asia. So you have a good day.